Hey folks, I want to go over the reversal pattern of the day, and I want to begin by telling you I'm pissed. I am very upset with myself. I knew exactly where the market was going. I called it to the freaking tick, and you would think I'd have money, but I don't. I didn't make money today, and there's no reason for it, and I'm pissed. Okay, so let's begin with last night. Let's talk about fear and the emotions and how this. I mean, at this point, the only thing I know to do is put on one micro and put on a $2,000 stop loss, and then I might make some money for the day. So let's talk about last night. We opened Asia right here. Trump was scheduled to speak at 8, so I knew this was a no go. And of course, when he started speaking, we pushed up. We tried to take out this high right here, but we didn't quite get there. We even tried one more time, didn't quite get there. That was my signal to go short, but Trump is still talking. You can't go in then. And then we start moving down and down and down. Anywhere along here, my hypo was that we would trade lower because Asia has been going straight up every night this week. And I'm like, if it did it again, that would just be too dadgum predictable. So we got to offer lower. And if we offered lower, where would we offer to? In my opinion, we'd probably take back half of the week's move because that would be a big move. We already had sold off last night a little bit or yesterday evening. And so pushing all the way down to the halfway point of that giant 4-hour move from earlier in the week. Look at that. Look at that giant move. Okay. From here all the way to here, we were just basically straight up. We did consolidate right here. This was March 30 and 31. That's all extended trading hours and everything showing right there. So you move it all the way down here, and the halfway point is right where I've got that yellow line. Okay. So my hypo was that we would trade down there and then possibly even down into here, but I was thinking that would be the floor. And we went there. We went there. Yeah. But I caught none of this move down. Zero. Because Trump was talking and it was bouncing around, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to risk it. Let's say just I knew a $100 stop loss on one micro wasn't going to cut it. I knew that wasn't going to cut it. So let's say on this second push up, we fail right there. And I jump in somewhere around here. Let's just say that happened. Okay. From there to the high of the day is $90. So that's a $180 stop loss on one micro. Let's say I just like throw caution to the wind and I put a $600 stop loss on one micro or a $500 stop loss on one micro. That would get us all the way to here. Was it possible that we could trade up into here? Absolutely, it was possible. But that would have dang sure kept me in the trade. And if my hypo panned out, it's better than what I ended up doing today. Dang, I'm pissed off. So we end up offering lower all night long until we get down here. It didn't quite make it to the halfway point. I thought it might push there this morning, but that's okay. It's close enough because over here on ES, guess what? Where did it go? Almost to the freaking tick. It's halfway point. And that's if I've got it drawn correctly. I think it went there. Let's check. We'll just use a daily candle because we're using extended hours anyway for this measurement. Okay, so let's use this fib again and make sure we get it right at the top and right all the way down to the bottom. Boom. Make sure I got it in the exact right spot here. Oh, that one's a little bit low. Looking like a little bit low. And this one is looking a little bit low too. And so then when we get down here to this halfway point, what's that looking like? Well, that's pretty much a halfway point retrace right there, isn't it? Pretty much a halfway point retrace of that entire freaking move. So why am I not a millionaire? That's what I keep asking myself. If I can call the market like this, why am I not making money on a daily basis? I make money. I'm not saying I don't make money, but I'm not making money on a daily basis, and I should have made a shit ton of money today, and I didn't. Even with one micro, this move right here, I was actually in at 700. Okay. So this move right here from 700. Oh, I'm a little off. Let's do it again. I don't want to have any incorrect dollar amounts. I was in at 700. Right, that blue line, 702. And my take profit was at settlement, 505. That's $1,010 on one freaking micro. One micro. So why am I not a millionaire? It's a good question. Okay, so what happened was I get in with that one micro. We're going up. We get around here, half gap. I decide we're going to pull back a little ways to pre-market high before going higher. And I look at this little PD array here, and I start thinking, yeah, we could offer lower here. And I take a short. Maybe just trying to get down here or whatever. And I get smoked by that candle. And did I put on just a little bit of size? No, I sized up because I already had money. And so I got smoked here, and it took all my profit away. And then we got up into this, and I see these relative equal highs up here. We push down. We put up a really nice reversal pattern. I think it was like right here. Nice reversal pattern, heading for the highs. Smoked. Dang, that made me mad right there. Got smoked again. But yeah, this was the reversal pattern I was playing off of right here. High or low, fair value gap to the upside. We come back down. We're respecting. My take profit is right above these relative equal highs where it's going there. By the close of business today, it will be there. I guarantee it. Maybe MOC, but it's going to go. But we had to come back down and take out my freaking stop first. I shouldn't even be trading in this garbage. It's garbage. And my thought was it's probably going to stay right here in this range until 3 p.m. or till close of business. That was the move. And for some reason, I changed my idea of what was about to happen. I thought we would pull back to here and then go. Pull back a little ways and then go. We didn't really pull back much at all. Look, there it goes. It's going to try to do it again. I wouldn't take that trade for no reason in the world. And so, anyway, if I would have just, I've said this for a long time, stuck to my hypo, I get in here, I take one trade, I put my take profit there. Worst case scenario, I had, let's see how much I had on here. I was below this low, $42, $88 risk on one micro. $88. What if I would have put two micros on? $166, yeah, $166 if I would have put two micros on there, and I would have made $2,000 effing dollars. Okay, with $188 risk. That is not a bad return. Instead, I'm in the hole. Now, what if I would have done the same thing up here? Went ahead and just said, you know what? Let's throw caution to the wind. I know Trump is speaking. We can just put our stop above these highs. If we lose, we lose. And I just went with my hypo that we were going to trade down here. I would have, and with one micro, I would have made $1,000 on the way down, and I would have made $1,000 on the way up with one micro. Okay, so definitely having some sort of emotional situation where I'm not wanting to let my winners run. But once I get confirmation that I was correct, I'm getting pissed off and trying to get back in trades I don't need to be getting into. That's definitely a problem right now for me. It has nothing to do with whether or not I know where the market's going, whether or not I know what a good setup looks like. It's 100% my emotional battle at the current time. I don't really think it's a good idea to put on a $500 risk at any time because these are $2,000 accounts and you're not going to risk that much of your account on one single trade because it could have been wrong. This one here was an excellent setup. I should have held it till the cows come home. The 70% rule is half gap. I could have just killed it right there and have been fine. But because I was short up here last night and I decided I'm right on this, we're going to go down, I put on 4 micros and got smoked for $400 on this little candle right here. So I'm already $400 in the hole. I think I took a trade or two pre-market and added to that. And so this just, it didn't even get me back to break even. So I had to add to it. Barely got me back. I was still in the hole. I was still in the hole right there. But taking a short there was a bad idea. If I would have added to my position here, that would have been okay. But I don't want to do that because we're way that far up. What if we pull back, get stopped out, get in the hole, whatever. I mean, 1,000 things I could say why I didn't do it. It's 100% emotional. Has nothing to do with me knowing where the market's going, how it's going to trade, what a reversal pattern looks like. Has nothing to do with any of that. Lower high there, lower high here, pulls away, fair value gap. We're in. We're aiming for half gap or just a good round number down here. I thought this 760, this RTH 4-hour low right there was a good target. And then we pushed a little lower. Once we took out that, we're ready to go. We're ready to look for a long. Should have held it till the cows come home. Just settlements almost a given there. So didn't happen. Didn't happen. I'm pissed. I'm pissed about a lot of things. I'm going to take Easter weekend off. I've decided I'm not going to trade at all Easter weekend and just trying to let my mind calm down a little bit because there's no reason at all that I should not be making consistent profit every day other than my emotions. Me getting scared. I'm in profit. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to lose this. You know, I'm already down, so I don't want to lose this. I better lock this in. You know, stuff like that. And well, number one, I should not have taken this trade last night. Not with Trump speaking. I should not have taken that trade. This candle right here, that one stopped me out. But even if I did, it stopped me out. It still gave me a signal to go short. I could have gone short and made money all the way down to here. Would have been wonderful. There were other 4-hour lows that had to get through on the way down. There we go. I told you it was going to go there before market close, and there it went, finally. It's not a matter of going where the market's going. It's knowing what it's going to do before it gets there that's got me in shell shock. I have market PTSD, I guess. Okay, rant over. Let's look at the reversal pattern. Okay, now we'll turn on RTH only. There's a lady that I've been visiting with, and I texted her before the market opened. We are currently at the halfway point of the entire week. and it is putting up a reversal pattern. Without seeing the pre-market, I'm going to put EXT back on. Without seeing the pre-market, you really can't appreciate this reversal pattern. This is the pre-market high, pre-market low right there. So pre-market begins at 6. It's actually at 7 o'clock in the morning, New York time. And of course, we open and we push straight down. We found the low right here at 660. For some reason, I had that in my phone as an alert level. Not sure why. I think maybe I had 650. Maybe that was it. And I just put in that alert to know when it was getting close to it. Okay, so yeah, we open New York pre-market and we continue our push down, push down, push down, push down. Last up close candle before the push down, right here. For the final push, that's our last up close candle. We push away, fair value gaps, respected, come up here, take out these highs. Market isn't open yet. That one would have been a nice trade to those highs, but market isn't even open yet. Market opens right 927, 928, 929, 930 right here. I'm going to mark it out. There's the open right there. I usually put that as a pink line. There we go. There we go. So market's open. We push up, Judas swing. We come back down to the open and push all the way back down to the breaker. We kind of violated this. Actually, all of these green candles are considered the breaker. This whole run up is considered the breaker, and the bottom of it would be all the way down here. And we stayed above that. We kind of wicked into this fair value gap right here, and then pushed up, immediate rebalance, but higher low, fair value gap to the upside. When we made that higher low, I just put my order to go long right there. So this one pushed up, we came back down, popped it, and I had my stop down here. So I was like, may get popped, but I'm going to try it. And then it just ripped from there. So that was good. I knew we left pre-market high up here whenever we pushed down here. So I thought that was at least the first target, and it was. And then once it went past there without doing a hiccup, I did a half gap. So 700 to there, half gap. I got nervous there, took my profit off because this level in the overnight hours, that was a high right there. And you can see that's on a 15-minute chart, that was the high. And this one was also a high that I thought might be a point of contention if we were going to offer lower and take out the pre-market low. So, and the way the market's been the last few days, it could have done both of those things. So anyway, yeah. So I ended up killing my position here, but I didn't have enough money. I thought, well, we could reverse here. I ended up taking a short and got smoked, of course, there. So I already told you that. But that's the reversal pattern, good all the way to settlement. This level right here is 70% probability in the first 30 minutes. If it goes past here, there's an 80% chance it goes all the way to settlement. So probability was on my side. I should have held my trade, but I let my emotions take over. End of story there. ES, we had a similar picture. And you have to look at pre-market on it as well. Open, push down, came to that 50% mark. It was even a little stronger than NQ over here. It didn't even make it back down to the breaker. This is the fair value gap. And we pushed up, fair value gap after the breaker. Market opened right here. I think that's the 930, 929. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yeah, that's the 930 candle. Similar situation where it did not take pre-market high. Attempted to push lower, failed. We did take out this wick right here, but we failed to go any higher than that. Now let's put its fair value gap on the map here. Right there, it's a small one. Let me make sure I got it in there right. Yeah, the bottom of that wick is just a little bit higher. Right there, from the bottom of this wick to the top of this wick, that's the fair value gap. And you can see we wicked into the halfway point there, but we respected that sucker the entire time. Even when we pulled back, we didn't even get into it. The tick above the low of that candle would have got you filled. The tick above the low, that's where is recommended optimal entry. So it would have been at 1450. So this would have actually filled you if you could have waited for it to fill you there. And then, of course, ES went to the freaking moon as well. When NQ was pulling back here, ES really didn't pull back. It kept creeping higher, creeping higher, creeping higher, and then zipped. And I should have watched that. I should have known and stayed in that trade. But I didn't. Last night, Trump speaking, similar situation. This is the afternoon high right here, right before 3. We took out those highs. This push did not take it. Lower high, another one, lower high. If I'm reading price action well instead of emotional and trying to, because I'd already gotten that smoke, that $400 smoke on this one. If I would have not been emotional about this, here's a great entry right here. Fair value gap, we wicked into it and continued down. That would have been an excellent entry. Anytime we got below Asia open, any fair value gap would have been fine. So that's the first one you see. Everything else is the wicks are overlapping. So that's the first one you see. Entry right here. Aim for that halfway of the week right there. That was a beautiful trade. Could have taken that trade on the way up and on the way down, but I was so eager to get in there and make a few dollars, I ended up screwing that up too. Very upset with myself. Very, very upset with myself. These patterns happen on a daily basis. On my YouTube channel, I have a playlist. It's called Daily Reversal Patterns. Let me see if I can get it to pull up on here. I don't know if it's showing. I don't think it will, simply because I had to select the window that I wanted to be seen. You just have to take my word for it. On my YouTube channel, there is a playlist. It's called Daily Reversal Patterns. They don't all look identical. And if we're at a key level, they're very, very accurate. I would say at least 70% you're going to be okay. The only problem you run into is on a directional day, the key levels just don't seem to matter that much. But even on a directional day, when it finally finds its top, you can get a little bit of money off of the directional day. May not be much. I have a really hard time watching a move like this go without me. It makes me emotional every time. But I also have a very difficult time joining a move like this in progress, unless I just join it with one micro and close my eyes and walk away. Especially, I mean, that one day we were having 100 point, 200 point pullbacks when we were running up. That little 4 hour range I showed you earlier, I actually was trading and trying to get involved with that. And I was doing it in a stupid way, I guess, because this little range right here is the one I'm talking about. I would wait for confirmation that we were going higher. So I was ending up buying the upper portion of this range. This is 4 hours in 4 hours. Okay, so that's 8 hours worth of price movement right in that little range there. And so I was thinking I would wait until it got up and gave a reversal pattern, and I would get in and I would get freaking smoked. And I did that over and over and over again. And dad gummit, I was pissed off. But you think, oh, well, that's not that much. From the high of that range to the low, that is 177 points. in the good old days, that was the entire Nasdaq movement for the whole freaking day, and we're zipping and flying through that thing like it's nothing, from the bottom to the top, to the bottom to the top. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. Look at this. See if it, yeah. See that? Up and down and up and down and up and down. 177 points over and over and over again. And then we finally break the range, and look at this. Nice little fair value gaps to the upside. And what do? We rip straight back down to the top of the range, 201 freaking points. So to say I'm a little gun shy when the market starts moving my way and we get 200 points away from my entry, to say I'm a little worried after this garbage right here, market PTSD, that's what I got. I tried to join this move so many times. I felt like I knew where it was going, and I abso-freaking-lutely could not get a trade to hold. Now, with a $177 stop loss on one micro, you would need a 300. I actually put a $400 stop loss on one time, and I got smoked, much to my surprise. But I did. I got smoked on a $400 stop loss on one micro in this little crap right here. Jiminy freaking Christmas. And it didn't just go once. This is in the middle of the damn night. It's 10:45 p.m. No, that's 10:45 a.m. Oh, that's the New York Open. 3:30 a.m. How is that possible? Do I have it on RTH? No, I don't. Oh, it's a 15-minute candle. I've got a 15-minute candle on. So yeah, that's when we started chopping at the open. 200 points. To say I have PTSD from the market movement this week, I think is an understatement. If y'all are struggling with this, I'm hoping that my honesty about the crap that I get myself into helps you deal with some of it. I missed this move for one reason, and I'll show you the reason. It's right over here. Monthly. On ES, I had this right here marked out as a monthly fair value gap bottom. I did not have these relative equal lows on the monthly chart marked out. I had that one. I did not have that one. So when it continued to push down and got down to here, I'm thinking, oh, we're going to go lower. And I did not even get in at the bottom of this move because of that. I should have gotten in at the bottom of this move. On a 1 minute chart is a nice reversal pattern. Beautiful, beautiful reversal pattern. Let's go all the way back over there and we'll see it. A long way down. Oh, I think that's it. No? Yeah, that's it. So this was our previous swing low right here. We come, and that one, we come down, we take it out. Man, sorry for all the herky jerky. Here is the last up close candle before the lowest point. Let's put a line on it. We want candle bodies closing above it before we enter. Okay, and preferably we'd like to see a fair value gap. So we push above it, try to get back down into it, kind of got into that fair value gap, and then here we go. Candles start closing above. There's a fair value gap there. That's my entry, and I'm good for 1,000 freaking points. All the way. I just buy that and hold. I don't have to do anything else. I just buy it and hold. And I don't have to do anything else. I think we ended the day. That was our high point of the day right there. Yep. Well, it cut me off. So I was just going to show you the Nasdaq move. We just looked at the one over here. So let's see the Nasdaq move. This was the 1,000-point move over here. Right there. Okay. So our reversal pattern. We came down, we swept these lows. ES took out its monthlies. And look at that. I was actually trading at this time, and I was in a short position looking at this going, damn, that's a reversal pattern. But anyway, 23,000 was kind of my goal, but then I saw when that pushed down, I was like, oh, I think we're doing some funny business and we're going lower. Just for a minute, I'll think that. But then I saw this and I was like, man, I should have got in. And then it ripped so quick, I was like, man, I don't really want to get in there. I'll wait for a pullback. And the pullback never came. Missed my opportunity there. And usually when I miss something like that, I start acting like a little baby. I'll either get mad and walk away from the computer or get mad and start sizing up and trying to grab a bunch of money real quick and get smoked. Just right here, that's a smoke right there, a smoke job. That's 40, 50 points. Yeah, that's 50-point pullback. If you're trading any size at all, that's going to spank you pretty good. But that's an entry right there. There's an entry here. There's an entry right there. And I didn't take either one of them. Why? No freaking clue. No freaking clue. So yeah, there's the comparison of the two indexes. They were in unison. If I would have had those relative equal lows marked out on ES, this trade would have gone in my favor because I would have taken it. But the line I had was a little further down, and I thought we were going to it. That was just a mistake in me marking the charts incorrectly because I have to rely on those levels. NQ had already taken its monthly low long before, but ES was the driver there. So yeah, last up close candle, we pushed it before the final push down. We wait for the price to start trading above it, preferably with a fair value gap. Usually there will be a little pullback here, so you don't want to jump in right here, but you would have been fine. You could have jumped in while it was trading right here, right at the breaker. But typically we will try to make a push lower and fail. So I like to let it try that and before I get in. But I'm just curious how big this little range is right there. That's only 12 points. So if you got in at the breaker, you could have probably gotten below the low of the day without a problem. That's 44 points, 1 micro or $88. Heck, you could have put on 2,000-point move, made $4,000. Son of a gun, if you would have held it all night. I mean, if you put it on and went to bed, you would have been fine by morning. I think we opened. I mean, who thinks it's going to go up that much ever? Yeah, I think we opened right here. So you would have already been from your entry way down here. You would have already been up $1,000 on 2 micros. You would have already been up $2,000 at the open. At the open. I don't know why I'm not rich. Emotions, guys. I mean, I have these levels marked out. I know where the market is likely to reverse. I know where it's likely to trade to. Emotions is the only thing standing in my way of being very, very successful and very, very profitable. Putting on a trade like that and just letting probability take control instead of me walking away. I may just have to walk away and not even look at the chart anymore. Just put it where I think it's going and leave and not look at it anymore. And if I lose my $100 or what if this also has happened as I've traded over the years, I get up $1,000 and then the son of a gun reverses all the way back down and stops me out for $88. That's happened to me. So I'm not always really confident in just leaving something running without me being there watching it. But I need to fix something's got to change. Something's got to change. Okay, my rant is over, guys. Hope y'all have a wonderful Easter. Get out there, find an Easter bunny, see if he'll drop an egg or two. I don't know. Find a way to enjoy yourself. Tomorrow it could be a crazy day simply because the futures market is going to be open. I'm not sure if it's a half day. I haven't seen anything about that. But the banks are going to be closed and the equities will not be trading. So it'll just be a futures market trading without the equities moving behind it. So I don't know exactly. I think there could be a lot of funny business happening tomorrow. I don't know if I would have traded or not, but I probably will. If I can get any type of idea of where the market may want to trade to, I might trade it. But if I don't have levels, clear levels like this, I'm not going to mess with it. These very clear levels, and I still screwed it up. So imagine how badly